Hey guys, Halden here, aka DVD Collector 96, and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so on March 10, I created a little bit of a long vlog because it was the anniversary of the Vampire Diaries series finale. I was feeling epic and I decided to rewatch the series finales with you guys and basically share my experience, how did I feel when the series finale aired, and every single scene, because it was definitely an experience that changed my life forever. When I came to the US and I started creating videos for Nick Halden, the videos were a little different. If you still follow me from that era, you know what kind of videos I'm talking about. And the Vampire Diaries were always the more popular videos. I was making the linear videos almost every single week. When the Vampire Diaries announced that it was going to be ending forever with the 8th season, I created in the channel the Vampire Diaries with posting 2 videos per day, and it was the franchise that helped my channel grow. I did a fan-made trailer for season 8, and it was the very first video that I ever created for YouTube that overpassed 1 million views. And when I decided to change the content on the channel, I knew the Vampire Diaries still needed to be an important part of the channel. There is a lot of blogs on the channels with the Vampire Diaries universe. I created the series of me going to Mystic Falls with my Queen of Hell, which I'm always going to be grateful with her because she was the first one who gave me the push to be like less camera shy and try recording videos like this. I have already reviewed on the channel the Unlocking the Secrets of Mystic Falls book that I own. I already unboxed the Blu Ray set, and next year I'm planning to review each individual season that I own on DVD, which is also one of the very first shows that I ever got on my physical media collection. Now, since I had so much fun creating the blog with the series finale, I decided that for this September of 2025, the Vampire Diaries turns 16 years old. Yes, it's been a while since the pilot aired back on 2009 on the CW. If I remember correctly, September 15 or something like that, but I have the date here, and we're going to be reviewing it in a second. As you can see, I have dressed up as I usually do, all black with my leather jacket. It always makes me feel in the vibe of like Damon Salvatore. I have his ring right here, and I also have a little bit of cheating. Oh, my laptop started to act up. I also have, let me keep something so it's active because we need to enjoy with the episode together, and I need the laptop to be active. Sorry, real quick right here. Okay, it's there. So a little bit of a cheating because I have Hope Michelson's necklace right here, but I do have Elena Gilbert's necklace right here. Eventually, I'm always thinking of new ideas to bring to the channel. Eventually, I do want to also bring a video showing you guys my merch. I have a candle from when I went to Mystic Fall. I have Vervain. I have the White Oak Steak, the Blue Moon stone. I have the rings, I have the book, the physical media sets, I have the cure. Some of these have been made for me, like as gift for me, because of how much I love the universe, so they're not available for sale. And I decided that for the 16th anniversary, same scene as I did with the series finale, we're going to be rewatching together the pilot of the Vampire Diaries. So it's going to be a special ride, but since I don't want to make the video that every single person posts online of like watching episode 1, 2 or 3, it's going to be a special vlog. It's going to be a little bit long, so take your drink, your favorite snacks, and bear with me. Once I'm going to be ready to play the episode, I will let you know, just in case you also want to play it with me and go through the scenes together. But the idea that I had is that the ending part of the vlog is going to be the rewatching of the pilot episode. Now, this book right here It's been a big deal because I saw as soon as it was announced and I got it on pre-order on Amazon. This book for the Vampire Diaries fan, it's an amazing detailed book. I might even think in the future to maybe record a video like going through the book and like divided it by parts, of course, because it has a lot of content on it. But I already did kind of like the review of the book itself, and I show it to you guys page by page, so you guys can see what can you expect from the book. Again, for any The Vampire Diaries fans, this is out of print already, so you might need to find it on eBay, or maybe Amazon will have it in stock from here and then from a few sellers, but I haven't seen it go back into stock, so I'm glad that I got it as soon as it got released. So this is The Vampire Diaries, Unlocking the Secrets of Mystic Fall, the Ultimate Series Compendium. Michael Mayori and Andrea Robinson, forward by Julie Plec and Kevin Williamson, the creators of the show. Preface by Ian Somerhalder and an introduction by Paul Weasley. So the actors were also involved on the creation of the book. Now I have a little bit of points right here, and this is going to be the beginning of the vlog. I want to share with you guys important information before we go ahead and watch the pilot episode. So there's going to be details right here that maybe you never know about the Vampire Diaries, but it's a show that marked my life forever, and I met my Queen of Hell that till this day she's one of my best friends ever. I always know that I can count with her, and I hope she's watching this video. But one of the things that I had in mind was that I have already visited Mystic Falls, and it's a life-changing experience. And something funny is that the pilot episode, if I remember correctly, was recorded on Vancouver. So we don't get to see the actual town of Mystic Falls, which is located at Covington, Georgia, until episode 2. Now, if you want to visit the real life locations, I created a 3-part vlog like detailing address and things like that, because I was able to discover online lots of the addresses without even paying. So I tried to put a super detailed video together showing you guys myself visiting all these locations, and it really feels like getting into this universe when you get to see them in real life. The houses, the clock tower is the most iconic location. So if you have never go to Covington, Georgia, do yourself a favor. If you live in the US, the Atlanta flights are not that expensive, and you can stay super close to the clock tower for a really great price, depending on the time, of course. At this time, they have also recreated the set of the living room from the Salvatores, which I'm dying to go. Like, that's a location that I can go thousands of times, and I definitely want to go back again sometime in the future. But I have to be honest, I didn't jump on the pilot episode of the series since day one. I joined the Vampire Diaries franchise when they were already out. The first season was already completed, and the second season was out until the episode before Isabel shows up. I literally remember the first cliffhanger episode that I have to stop there because there were new episodes still available. Was the episode where Elena opens the door and it's Isabel right there, or Jenna opens the door and then it's Isabel at the door on the second season of the show. But anyways, I'm still glad that I joined really early on, so that's why this vlog is going to be kind of different, because I don't have memories of how it felt when the pilot episode aired, and I was still living at Cuba, so it would have never been the same experience as when I saw the series finale right here. But let's go through the book. Again, I have a lot of special information to share here with you guys that I'm going to be reading to you. So the first thing that I mark here to read to you guys, as you can see, we have pictures of Julie Plec and Kevin Williamson. In this one right here, they are on a premiere. This is the episode with the funeral of Sheriff Forbes, and also the one on the bottom part. Beautiful pictures. There is a lot of pictures like on the book that if you go through, like, you always going to find a beautiful picture and a fun moment of the show. So opposite the top left, Julie Plec gives Candy's King direction for the funeral of her character's mother. Opposite the top right, show creators Julie Plec and Kevin Williamson. And opposite the bottom, Julie Plec explained a somber moment to Caroline, played by Candice King, and Damon, played by Ian Somerhalder, and Stefan, played by Paul Weasley. So we have The Foreword by Julie Plec and Kevin Williamson. In October of 2008, Kevin Williamson and I sat down for lunch with our good friend Jennifer Breslow. The point of the lunch was to catch up and renew our friendship. We had all drifted our own ways over the years since we worked together at Kevin's company, Outer Banks, and it was time to reconnect. The tag turned to Twilight and True Blood. We reflected on how much we enjoy a good vampire story. We figured that the vampire craze was having its moment and that the moment has passed us by. It was Jen who argued otherwise. The CW, where Jen was an executive, had optioned a series of books writing nearly 15 years prior from Warner Bros. Televisions called The Vampire Diaries. They were looking for writers to adapt the books for a series and we volunteered. 8 seasons later, we've been on the ride of a lifetime. During these years, we got to experience the magic of perfect casting, the birth of social media, the growth of the Atlanta film community, and a show that exploded in the zeitgeist, both at home and overseas. The fandom of the Vampire Diaries was always so great. We also got to discover the beauty of words and phrases such as doppelgangers, locator spells, hybrids, original vampires, and epics, with original vampires being always be my favorite. Using the imaginative world created by L.G. Smith, we built a small town with good people who were plunged into the world of love triangles, founders' councils, decade dances, and the occasional AT&T product placement. We got to play in the sandbox of brother bonds, family bloodlines, humanity switches, and body swaps, and we learned the highs and lows of what it means to create some of the most popular TV romances of the last decade. Through the years, we were adored, belted, applauded, and battled over as relationships shifted and turned. We were able to work through our own demons of loss and grief, and we revealed in the make-believe of rebirth and resurrection. We had the honor of building a show about love, loss, friendship, and family. A place where vampires, werewolves, witches, and ghosts can live and love just like the rest of us. But best of all, we got to create our own television family. A cast of true friends, a crew who have stuck by us through thick and thin, a fandom filled with fire and brimstone, and most important, passion and dedication. Personally, it has been the most rewarding experience of our careers, and it's not over yet. For those who have been with us since the beginning and those who joined late, we thank you for your love and commitment. This book is for you. So thank you, Julie Plec, for creating a universe that we fall in love for 8 seasons straight, and thank you to the actors that brought us the characters that we love to this day. So there is also a preface by Ian Somerhalder. We're going to skip by that. There is an introduction by Paul Weasley. We're also going to skip that, and we're going to begin by Chapter 1. The saga begins. Adapting. Okay, so let me show you first all the pictures right here. Not all of them are from the first season, but we have a lot of special moments. This moment with Catherine trying to relieve Michael was epic. Welcome to Mystic Falls, Virginia. We have right here Elena writing on her diaries, Elena and Stefan, Bonnie making her magic counts right there, and right here that explain to us every single picture and where they are on the show. Now, adapting the series, or how Felt George became Mystic Falls and Elena became a brunette. Yes, because Elena on the books it's a blonde character. Once Kevin Williamson and Julie Plec had committed themselves to developing The Vampire Diaries as a prospective television show, one that would fit nearly between the CW's networks, exiting hit series Supernatural and Gossip Girl, they divided back into the original best-selling book series which had begun 17 years earlier. individually titled The Awakening, The Struggle, The 40, and The Return. The quarter had been graded by L.J. Smith, published by HarperCollins, and targeted squarely at the evergreen young adult reading market. The book spun the tale of a small town in Virginia known as Falls Church, into which moves an ancient but youthful and handsome vampire, Stefan Salvatore, who attracts the attention of 17-year-old Elena Gilbert. Stefan's older brother, Damon, also a vampire, eventually moves into the town, leaving Elena caught between the two in terms of her affections. The series title of the books reflected the fact that they were graded in an epistolary style, with parts of the story told through diary and journal entries. As writers attempting to adapt Smith's story, the first problem that Williamson and Plec faced was its similarity to a much more recent phenomenon, Twilight, a blockbuster saga about another unsuspecting teenage girl who finds herself on the rocky road of romance with a vampire. It had recently taken the publishing world by storm. We almost passed 10 times over after reading the material because the similarities to Twilight were borderline uncanny, says Plec. The relationship of Stefan and Elena felt very similar to Twilight's Edward and Bella, and we had a hard time getting past that and wrapping our heads around how to make this unique and not look like we were grandiously trying to capitalize on a stage by trying to do the TV Twilight, Williamson adds. I didn't want the show to be just a romantic melodrama, and I didn't want it to be a straight-on horror story. I wanted it to have a sort of brutality too, so when someone dies it was effective, but at the same time I didn't want to go too far. Okay, we're continuing right here. More pictures we have right here. I love this picture from the pilot episode with Elena and Stefan. We have more moments from the show right here. Their solution was to take a step back from the love triangle and instead focus on the larger story of the town they renamed Mystic Falls, a small, tight-knit community in Virginia that, unbeknownst to most of citizenry, was a magnet for the supernatural. It opened the door for us to create centuries of story. Plec says, dating all the way back to the origin story of the original vampires in the year 1000. Mystic Falls will become a place of hiding magic and convert meetings, a place where supernatural and anti-supernatural forces were in constant battle, and where a character's best friend could turn out to be hiding a set of fangs or a werewolf curse. More importantly, like Stephen King's Castle Rock, Maine, or Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sundial, California, Mystic Falls will become a rich and diverse location against which all of the great stories about coming of age, brotherhood, and friendship, and yes, steamy love triangles, had room to play out over the course of the next 8 seasons. None of that could happen, however, until they found the perfect cast. The book continues to finding the cast. We're not going to go over that. Then it goes through like different characters like Catherine, Enzo, Elena, and so on, so on. Let's continue through this. My intention is not to read the whole book to you guys. I tried to do what it was most important, kind of like related to the pilot episode. Okay, February moments. And we go to chapter 3, Inside Mystic Falls, seasons 1 to 4. So turning up the page, we have, let me take this out. So we have season 1, Meeting the Salvatores, and all these promotional pictures are definitely from the first season. We have also right here Mystic Fall Legacy, which I love because it gave us the doppelgangers first, like the tree of I know that has a name in Spanish, I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called in English, but it was a perfect scene. But let's go through these 2 pages of the book. Again, the iconic moment where Elena received the necklace that I'm wearing right here with Vervain on the inside to protect her from compulsion. So, season 1, Meeting the Salvatores. With a population just under 7,000, Mystic Falls, Virginia could fool you into thinking it's a typical southern town. Dotted with colonial architecture, it's home to a thriving business district, a bucolic town square adorned with a distinctive clock tower, a popular bar and grill, and a sizable high school. There are numerous pageants and celebrations held through the year to honor local history, especially the five families: the Fells, the Forbes, the Gilberts, the Lockwoods, and the Salvatores, who established the original village right before the outbreak of the Civil War. But that is only the visible part of Mystic Falls. The town also hides an entire subculture of witches, vampires, and people who have dedicated themselves to keeping the supernatural at bay. In many ways, this is the real Mystic Falls, and it's in the first season, high school teenager Elena Gilbert finds herself right in the middle of it. Before her parents died, Elena was a cheerful beauty queen whose greatest concern was how to sneak out at night to attend a party with her boyfriend Matt Donovan. But when Grayson and Miranda Gilbert die after their car goes over the railing at Wickery Bridge, all of that changed. Haunted by the accident that she believes she caused, Elena withdraws from her friends, head cheerleader Caroline Forbes, and burgeoning witch Bonnie Bennett, and breaks up with Matt, choosing instead to spend her time alone, writing in her diary as she tries to deal with the survivor's guilt of somehow making it out of the accident alive. Her only sense of purpose is making sure her little brother, Jeremy, who's also struggling to deal with his parents' death and their new living situation with Miranda's kid sister, Jenna, remains out of the serial trouble he seems committed to finding. Then, on her first day of her junior year, Elena spots Stefan Salvatore, the mysterious new transfer student. The two feel an immediate connection, and Elena's outlook brightens, at least until Stefan reveals that he's not the 17-year-old he appears to be. He is an 160-year-old vampire and the son of Giuseppe Salvatore, one of Mystic Falls' founding members. What's more, he's responsible for saving Elena from the car accident that killed her parents, after which he became fascinated by her uncanny similarities to Catherine Pierce, the vampire who was responsible for turning him back in the 1860s. Catherine, along with a host of other vampires, was magically sealed in a tomb beneath the local church after their activity drew too much attention. And right here, we have a picture of Ian Somerhalder as Damon Salvatore. Now, I love these parts to the book. We have right here Production Diaries. It is a hallmark of the Vampire Diaries that while many characters die, some repeatedly, practically no one sets they permanently. There is one notable cast disappearance, however, the Crow. In the TVD's first episodes, the Crow acted as a harbinger for the appearance on the scene of Damon Salvatore. Back then, when it was considered such a major part of the mythology that it appeared on the teaser promotional posters along with Nina Dobrev, Paul Weasley, and Ian Somerhalder. Its first on-camera appearance comes in the series pilot, in which it seems flapping down and landing on the headstone of Elena Gilbert's parents. Elena even tells it to go away while seated in the cemetery, writing in her diary. Before long, however, the Crow was no more. What happened to it? The answer reflects less of a chief in the evolving mythology of the show and more the challenges of dealing with the bird itself. In short, the Crow was a big problem on the set. The Crow was a pain in the neck, say producer James Thompson. It's like dealing with babies or dog on a set. It was always hard. It took time to set up, and if we ever wanted to do the Crow in visual effects, it was very expensive. It was great, a concept at the time. It was like Damon's little spy, but it wasn't practical for a series. Equally problematic, according to Thompson, was the fog that often accompanied the Crow's appearance. In season 1, anytime Damon would show up, we'd always have a fog roll in, and we use fog machines, but it didn't always quite work, he says. With time, of course, Damon became an obvious enough presence that he did not need a mystic hauling car or a crane advanced man. Interesting to know, because a lot of people have like, oh, what happened to the crow that was always shown on the first episode? What happened to him? But coming up next, we have more information right here and more promotional pictures from the first season. The dance moment that we all knew that we were Team Delena, or at least I was. Jenna and Alaric, Miss Catherine Pierce herself. So many good memories by going through this book. And I cannot wait to enjoy the pilot episode. It's been a while since I watched the pilot episode of the show, and I know this is going to make me want to rewatch the whole show. I don't have the time sometimes. I need to start watching new things more than I rewatch old things. But I think that happens to a lot of people, not only me. There is another complication in Elena and Stefan's romance. Stefan's older brother, Damon, has also returned to Mystic Falls, and he is on a mission to free Catherine, who turned him as well. From the tomb, Damon's got enemies on every corner, not the least of which is Stefan himself, who resents his reckless brother for interrupting this new chance to start over. Damon's also got an enemy in Alaric Salmat, a history teacher at Mystic Falls High, who believes that Damon murdered his wife Isabel. In fact, Isabel sought Damon out in order to beg that he turn her. However, the brothers must put their enmity on hold when it's revealed that Catherine's tragic fate was not so tragic after all. While opening the tomb puts quite a few vampires back in action, Catherine is not one of them. Realizing the vampire problems has just gotten more serious, the Secret Council of Founding Descendants begins work on a plot to eliminate the French population from Mystic Falls once and for all. To do so, they need to recreate the historical device that helped their ancestor discover the vampires in their midst the first time around. The search calls Grayson's brother John Gilbert back to town, who drops the bomb that he's not Elena's uncle but actually her father, and her mother is not other than Isabel, Alaric's ex-wife, who had Elena when they were both teenagers. On the day of the annual Founders Parade, the Council uses the device to arm Mystic Falls vampire. Damon and other vampires are rounded up, verbatim, and placed in the basement of an empty office building that is then set ablaze. Damon escapes, thanks to Elena's insistence to Stefan that he's worth saving, and for a second it looks like a crisis had been averted. At least until Catherine Pierce walks back into town with a mission of her own. Now we have vampire vocab right here of a few things that you should know from the Vampire Diaries. So we have Day Walker, a vampire who can function under the damaging rays of the sun, an ability granted by wearing a lapis lazuli ring that has been placed under a spell by a witch. We also have Vampire, a former mortal who has died with vampire blood in their system, thus reanimating them. No longer require food, through not adverse to alcohol. They submit on blood either taken directly from humans or animals or from blood banks. Supernaturally strong and fast, with almost an instantaneous healing ability and the power to alter their minds and memories of humans. Vampires cease to age at the moment of their natural deaths. Unlike witches and werewolves, vampires are made, not born. Witch, a person born with the powers of magic, which they can employ through rituals and spells, often preserved in familiar grimoires. Witches dedicate themselves to protecting the balance of nature. Becoming a vampire will generate chaos of which to lose his or her magic, as vampires are considered aberrations from nature. Okay guys, and I think this is the last entry that I'm going to show to you guys, and is Production Diaries. And another epic shot right there of Nina Dobrev as Elena Gilbert on the pilot episode, and more moments from season 1 and a moment from season 5 or 6 right here. which is kind of weird. Why they would put that moment over there? But anyways, let's go to the last entry before we go ahead and enjoy together the pilot episode of the Vampire Diaries on this 16-year anniversary. Production Diaries. One of the signature moves of the Vampire Diaries is the neck snap, so named for the loud pronounced snap created by twisted a character's head to one side. Used through the seasons to take a vampire out for a period of time, kill someone who has ingested vampire blood, and in self-defense during brutal fights, neck snapping virtually took on a life of its own as the show progressed. There are several reasons that the show first utilized neck snapping, one of which is biological. By doing a head snap, you essentially immobilize a vampire, says co-executive producer Pascal Berchors. A wound like a slice on something on the skin heals very quickly, where areas with a head snap it takes a vampire a certain amount of time to reboot himself, because it essentially trashes the entire motor system in your body. There's not too many ways to do this where it will make sense, and here it actually does. That say, this is episodic television we're talking about, which means there is never a time when there is not an elephant in the room Kel budget. Neck snapping is popular because throwing someone 80 feet through a glass window and then stabbing them in the neck with a pane of glass is a lot more expensive and takes a lot more time, says Julie Plec. No matter how many times you script that, the line producer calls and say you need to reduce the stunts, and the neck snap becomes the most viable option. We laugh about it all the time, she goes on, because I'll hear a story pitch and I'll say if the word snap his neck comes out of the mouth in the next 5 minutes, you have to take a timeout. We try to get more clever and come up with different ways to take somebody out, but when all is said and done, neck snapping packs the most punch, it's easy to produce, it's very effective, and we had to just allow it to be that scene that people find funny. If you had a drinking game every episode and had to do a shot every time there was a neck snap, you get well hung. Also taking into account are sound effects, notably the sound of various characters being victimized by a vamp. When the vampire diary goes into a bite, we use a celery crunch, producer Thompson reveals. Whenever I see a vampire going in for a bite, I wanted it to be scary, so I have our actors make a big visible sound in ADR, automated dialogue replacement, or dubbing done after the filming. I say, hey, can you do one over the top for me? And they will ask for the signature sound of a neck snap, sounds monitor done in a stock sound from the Technicolor sound library. It's a brutal neck break, of course. So, that's all I have for you guys from the Vampire Diaries Unlocking the Secrets of Mystic Fall. Let's put the book back into place right here for the background of this video, and let me get ready to play the pilot episode on my laptop so we can continue through the blog. But guys, for now, I would love to know in the comments what's your favorite memory from the Vampire Diaries franchise. Okay guys, and I have my headphones in. I decided this time to use my Bluetooth headphones. They're easier and the laptop is easier to move than instead of having a cable on it. So I have the pilot episode ready on the laptop, and the Vampire Diaries owned by Warner Bros. It's so easy to get a copyright strike that I'm not going to be showing you guys a lot of moments from the episode. I have always tried to have this channel more into the conversation type, and this is more of like my reaction watching the episode. And now I'm about to play it. I'm sorry. So I would love if you guys also watch it with me, so you know more or less which moments are we seeing. But I have right here under the cure the Vampire Diaries guide from the first season of the show. So I own the first season on DVD, which I got it really early on when I moved to the US back in 2016, and I also have the season on Blu Ray. So I play into my laptop the Blu Ray, and guys, this one also came with lots of special features. I don't remember if there was an audio commentary on the first episode. It probably was on the pilot. Yes, it has a commentary. I'm not going to be watching the commentary today, but I have also, through the years, I have heard the commentary and I have watched the special features on this set, and it has a lot of making of detail about the pilot episode and about the first season. So if you don't own the Vampire Diaries on physical media, do yourself a favor and get it. They go for a super cheap price these days, and I think the only way to stream it this day is to HBO Max. So I have right here DVD number 1. I'm getting the DVD guide because the Blu Ray didn't came with a guide if you got it through the complete Blu Ray set. So the first episode of the Vampire Diaries is of course the pilot, teleplay by Kevin Williamson and Julie Plec, directed by Marcos Siega, with an original air date of September 10, 2009. On this first day of a school year, Elena meets a new classmate with a romance novel stare and a terrible secret. Wow, I love that that's it. They don't give a lot of things away. And this one comes with a commentary by executive producer, episode writers Kevin Williamson, Julie Plec, and director Marcos Siega. Season spoilers alert. Watch all episodes before accessing the commentary. Wow, that's great. One of the things that I remember, and they stated on my mind, is that the episode, the directors wanted it to be dark, and the person doing the episode was like, but it's already too dark, and the directors keep coming at him like, we wanted it to be more dark. So it was amazing to see. But anyways, let's go ahead and enjoy with the pilot episode of the Vampire Diaries, which has a runtime of 42 minutes and 38 seconds. Of course, if you watch it on national television, it will have been an hour because of ads. Okay, stay connected there. My laptop is acting up. Okay, now if you want to watch it with me, I'm about to press play right now. The part with Stefan just telling us. I'm a vampire, and this is my story. That was the first actual line that we got through the episode, and the scene of the woods right there, I just loved it. And then it jumps to the first victims that we will see through the show. Actors that if you felt that they were going to be important, they were not going to be important. The episode is really dark. It has a lot of fog, like just this scene, like introducing us to the show, and then a random person being on the middle of the road, of course, and the car bumping into him. Which later on that was Damon, right? Oh my god, we did something to somebody. Of course, the guy is going to get out of the car to get help, and then we have that random person staying right there in the middle of the road. The lady freaking out inside of the car calling for help. The ring, of course. Guys, something that you might don't know about the rings is that the Damon ring comes with a D, and Stefan rings comes with an S. The rings are different even though they look super similar. The most important thing is the stone that they need and the casting spell from the witch so they can walk in the sun. Not every single vampire has a daylight ring. The first murder of the show is already epic. And then the lady running away from her life, of course, she gets snapped. And then we have the original title card, the Vampire Diaries, with a little bit of blood dropping right there. This is so epic to be enjoying with this. Guys, 16 years. Can you believe 16 years has passed? So this is the first time that we're meeting Stefan and Elena writing on her diary. Guys, this is so epic for me. She's so beautiful and she was so young. I will no longer be the sad girl that lost her parents. Let me fix my audio real quick because With the headphone situation, I'm not hearing the episode so well. So sorry, guys. Just 1 second here. Okay, let me move this real quick. Okay. I don't know why my commands on the computer are not working really well anymore. Oh, I think it's because of the mouse. Yep. Let me go right here. Yeah, when you have a mouse connected, it kind of messes up the controls on the computer. Let me see if we see this. Yeah, sorry. Way better now. I couldn't hear the audio super loud. So Elena Gradin on her diary basically has, when you have seen the whole show, she was dead inside. And she was trying to pretend to the whole world that she was good. She wanted it to be somebody new. She's so beautiful, guys. I can't believe it's been 16 years since Save For Me. The iconic outfit from the first season. And then we have the family together. Jenna, Jeremy. You can tell that's not the house that they use on the rest of the show. So funny. But again, this is the pilot episode. So Jenna is a mess. She was also super young when she needed to take on the task of protecting these two teenagers. Jeremy being also a mess, and Elena still being worried about her baby brother. I love the relationship through the show. And then I love that on the news on the background we get to see that there were victims and they don't know what happened. Guys, the town is not Mystic Falls. But we immediately have Elena and Bonnie on a car. Bonnie discovered that she has ancestors that were from Salem. They're passing through the cemetery, of course. This is 2009, guys. I love their relationship since episode 1. So beautiful. She's a psychic now. She's a witch. She's the best witch of the show. That her nose bleeds every single time she doesn't spell, but that's still okay. So they almost had an accident, and Elena glitches into like, oh, what happens? But it's a crowd. But I read you guys the production notes. You're going to be beyond happy. Bonnie Bennett is such a great friend, guys. Her character deserves way better. Guys, the town and the crow right there on the stop sign. Mystic Falls High School. Another place that they change later on the episodes. And we have Stefan going to school because of course he needs to know Elena, and we're going to find out on the episode what's going on and why he needs to know her. So Elena and Bonnie are already at school, and Elena just broke up with Matt Donovan, which is super mad at her. Matt Donovan, the human that survives the whole show. Crazy blue eyes guy. Oh my god, Bonnie being the best. Caroline Forbes, which I hated it through the first episode. She was so annoying for me, and the development was her character. She trying to show support just to Elena. Are you really sure that you're fine, sweetie? The hug. The trio, the original trio of friends. Love them. No comments. Oh my god. Alaric doing random stuff with Vicky. Guys, Vicky, Tyler. Oh my god, Tyler was so young. Of course, they're doing Teenage Super Scene. I couldn't believe that Vicky was one of the first characters from the first episode that they let go. So Vicky was dating Tyler, and Jeremy was obsessed with Vicky. He wanted it to be with Vicky, and they were doing teenager stuff. Now we have Stefan registering himself for the school, and then Elena and Bonnie meeting him, like seeing him for the first time. He has sunglasses on it. That's when we get compulsion from vampires. He's making the person believe that, hey, every paperwork is there, you need to let me in into the school. You're right. So they're trying to figure out who he is. He's from Seattle. Because Bonnie now believes she's psychic. So Elena sees Jeremy acting up, and she goes to the men's restroom, and this will have an amazing epic moment later on in the episode. So she's checking on Jeremy because he's a stunt, and it's the first day of school. She's trying to protect him. Guys, their relationship as brothers, they really look like brothers. He's acting as a protective system. But again, she's in the men's room. I don't know who can hate Elena Gilbert. I think they compare her to Leah Michelle on Glee. I don't at all. I just hope Elena. And Catherine, don't get me started. So Bonnie sees Stefan for the first time, like they actually go face to face. She's impressed. Stefan is the cool guy with the leather jacket. Guys, 2009. Caroline sees him, impressed as well. Again, the new guy. He's going into the men's room, and we have our first epic moment when they meet each other. Love that. I'm sorry, is this the men's room? Oh, yes. I love that. Wow, the awkward moment of like, hey, get out of my way. Thank you, I'm getting out now. God, if Stefan has an impression of her, they look back to each other again. And we go to the historical class. So we have Matt, Elena at the same class. This is high school. And Elena keeps looking at Stefan, which is behind her. They lock looks. Oh my god. And the epic soundtrack. Oh my god, guys, this brings so many memories back. The soundtrack of the Vampire Diaries was amazing. So Bonnie is on her cell phone texting. She sends a text to Elena. So weird to see Elena without the necklace, right? He's staring at you. Hot guy staring at you, and Stefan keeps staring at her. He's obsessed with her. My god, that's so... Elena walking through the cemetery. That's so weird. The pilot episode is not Mystic Falls. It's Vancouver. Look at that song. Mystic Falls Cemetery. From 1792. Another epic moment from the pilot. Elena writing on her diary on their cemetery. So I got it to the first day of school. Oh, something fell under me. So she's at her parents' tombstone. So we get a lot of a story through the diary, and then the crow show up. Hi, Bert. and then the fog shows him. I know that's not about budget and things like that, but it was epic to see Damon show up like that. So the cemetery goes all foggy. The crowd is being weird, doing his crowd scene, and she's like, shoot, shoot. And the crow comes back. He's not getting away from you. So she takes her belongings, kind of runs away, scared. Imagine how creepy that happens to you in a cemetery. And then we see Damon Salvatore right there in the shadows, but he doesn't make a contact just yet. Guys, Elena and Damon doesn't make their first interaction until episode 2. So she falls and she's wounded. Now she sees Stefan and she's kind of freaking out. Were you following me? He's like, no, I just saw you fall, girl. Chill. Are you hanging out in a cemetery? He's like, hey, I'm visiting family here. Same as you. Nothing crazy here. Oh my god, comparing the bird to his coach. Love you, Elena. I'm Elena. I'm Stefan. Oh my god. My babies. We have history together. A quote, an epic quote right there, guys. Epic history moment. We have history together. So he takes a leaf from her. Thank you so much. They were cute. I love the relationship on season 1. I always love her with Damon, but I love the relationship that they have. The ring, and again, it has an S. It doesn't have a D. Mine is Damon Salvatore ring. She gets impressed because of the ring, because it's a special ring. Like, it looks different from the most of the rings. Have magic on it. You don't know that yet. Oh my god, and he's like, hey, did you hurt yourself? She checks and she has blood on her leg. Of course, Stefan is a vampire, and we get to see how his eyes get because he's a reaper. So he's like, hey, take care of that, I need to go. He disappears on her. He will have loose control. So she gets surprised, of course, like, hey, what happened? He disappeared. Now we get to the Salvatore house, the original Salvatore house that unfortunately it was turned down. But it was an original house. The outside shots were used later on. And now he's telling us through the diaries like what's going on. He lose control today. So we have him writing on his diary. There is a lot of old diaries from Stefan Salvatore to the show. I'm not able to resist her. So we have the Mystic Grill, which if you go to Covington, it's an actual real place to eat, where Vicky Donovan works as a waitress. So we have Tyler and Matt at a table. Of course, Matt and Vicky are brothers. And then Jeremy is kind of like freaking out over here. Oh my god, they had sex together. I didn't remember about that. So Jeremy is not over Vicky, and Vicky is actually dating Tyler. Caroline investigated Stefan. Military family. He's a Gemini. His favorite color is blue. We're planning a new wedding, guys. That was such an iconic quote. Okay, so back at the house, we have Elena and Jenna. Don't stay out late. It's a school night. So she's acting as the cool aunt. Elena smiling has my heart every single time. So Stefan is at the door when Elena gets out. We can have weird interactions from him, but he's just saying sorry that hey, I disappeared on you. She's like, hey, don't worry, I understand blood makes you weird. It was just a scratch on her leg, it wasn't anything big deal. He asks around because she's surprised, like, hey, how do you know how where I live? Oh my god, she spilled her diary and he brought it back to her. Hey, don't worry, I didn't read through it. She's being honest, he's like, I'm sure, you sure? Most people will have read through it. So they connect first about they both have diaries. He expressed to her like, hey, I have a diary. I need to keep things locked in a diary. He needs to be invited in so he can get into the house. So that's one of the first time that we heard he's not able to go inside the house. So he's like, hey, I'm fine. Oh my god, she asked him for a date. Hey, I'm meeting a friend. Do you want to come? So Bonnie catching up with Matt. Matt is heartbroken because Elena broke up with him. And then Elena shows up at the Mystic Grill with Stefan Salvatore and everybody's staring at them. So Matt is like, hey, I need to give her more time. She's ready to move on. Oh my god, so we have a bad interaction right there. Matt introducing himself to Stefan. And Elena just be nice to him and be like, hey. Oh my god, the table interrogation right there. I love that. The three girls getting to know about this new guy. Any siblings? Not that I tagged you, Damon Salvatore. Also, they're inviting him to a party in the falls. And he's like, hey Elena, are you going? Of course she is. Oh my god, the hair. Oh my god. So back at the house, he's changing his clothes. Of course, the CW is going to show us a hot guy, shirtless, to get audience up. Oh, so then we have the uncle that used to live with them. He doesn't last for a lot of episodes, so he's easily forgotten. And he's basically telling him like, hey, you promised you wouldn't attack the townies. And he handles him the paper with the news of this couple being killed. He's like, that's a wolf attack. So he's like, hey, you had it under control. And he's like, hey, I didn't do that. So he's questioning like, hey, why did you come back? He's like, yeah, I know you can change who you are. And Mystic Fall had changed ever since they left. So he's like, hey, I can tell you what to do, but coming back here was a mistake. Guys, Stefan's room. That set stayed the same. So he goes, open up his closet. He has all his journals. Oh my god, the music on the background. Epic. So he takes one of the old journals and we get to see this epic picture of Catherine Pierce looking exactly like Elena Gilbert. Love that. Love how they reveal to us like the main reason why he's there and they show us that picture really early on. So Catherine, 1864. Back their history class. That's another moment that I love from the pilot episode. So the professor is asking around how many casualties there was in the war. I hate that they go to her because their parents die. So Stefan walks in and he's like, hey, this is how many casualties there were. Mr. Salvatore. Yes. Oh my god, he knows his story facts. He lived through them. So then he's making the professor look like a dumb. Oh my god, he shot the professor up! And of course Elena is impressed. You were an asshole to Elena, so I've been an asshole to you. So we are at the Falls. That's another real location, but that's from Vancouver, if I remember correctly. So they're having a party because of the beginning of a school year. I love how the episode keeps moving forward. And again, it's dark. It has dark moments through it. We are already half of the episode, so 22 minutes in. Caroline is having fun with her beer. Teenagers are kissing. And Stefan can't overhear what's going on in his surroundings. So he hears Bonnie talking to Elena. Hey, he's a little pretty. He has a romance novel stare. Caroline jumps to Stefan. Oh, they're fine with Bonnie's powers. They give her a beer. Hey, you need a crystal ball. So she touches Elena and she feels something. Hey, what? She's like, hey, that was weird. When I touched you, I saw a crow. A crow. There was fog. A man. Damon. She's like, hey, I'm drunk, I'm sorry. It's drinking. Nothing psychic about it. So of course Bonnie freaks out about it and Elena is like, hey, you figured out what happened early on in the cemetery. So Elena gets with Stefan again. Hi. Hey, I did it again, right? I just came on you. She's like, hey, you're upset about something. He's like, hey, no, just Bonnie acting weird. They're connecting with each other real hard in the pilot episode. So we got Vicky with Tyler, of course, their boyfriends. And Jeremy looking at them, just shrinking, being like, jealous. Another beautiful moment with Damon, Stefan and Elena at the beginning of the pilot episode. So we having now time to connect with them and they're talking more to each other, of course. He's like, hey, I know you're sad. He's like, hey, we did meet in a graveyard. Technically, we met in the men's room. She has her facts right. I love Elena's outfits, and I love the way her hair look on the first seasons. So she starts to open to him and tells him like, hey, this is what happened. My parents' cars got into a bridge. She's like, I wasn't vaccinated and survived. But they didn't. Little did we know Damon Salvatore meet her before the accident and Stefan was the one who saved her from drowning. You won't be sad forever, Ellen. That comes to be true at the ending episode. So we have Tyler and Vicky making out outside in the woods, another darker moment of the pilot. Tyler is trying to take advantage of her, of course. So Jeremy comes to the rescue. Oh my god, he treats Vicky like... I'm like, Tyler was such an asshole in the first episodes as well. So Jeremy's trying to be like, hey, I love you. I just don't want you to have fun with you. So Matt and Caroline are looking at Stefan and Elena. Also, she kind of like, hey, we just dated because like we honored to each other to see if we can go a little bit more ahead, but it didn't work as a relationship. And then her parents die, and everything changes. She's like, our relationship wasn't passionate. Well, that's what Stefan says to her. The way they look at each other, there's passion on their looks. So for some reason, Stefan's eyes goes like all bloody. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He loses control at some moments. And then he disappears on her again. So he's making her feel weird at a lot of times. So we have now Vicky Donovan walking by herself in the middle of the woods. There is more fog involved, so Damon is close by. So she's like, Jeremy, are you there? Wow, there's a lot of fog in the shadows. I love Vicky. So she continued walking. There is a man in the shadow. Guys, I don't think the guy in the shadows that they're showing it's Ian Somerhalder. Yeah, they never show it to us like complete. Then there's something attacks her and she screams. Ads starts to show up, but of course we're watching live, so we don't have any ads on it. So Elena is by herself now at the party, and Matt approaches her. Looking for someone. So Stefan sees this interaction. He's like, hey, when you work up for me, you tell me that you need a time. He's like, hey, you can do what you have to do. I just want to let you know that I still believe in our relationship. And I'm not giving up on us. Oh, he pours in. They never make it back together. Do you guys know that originally, the original ending, they wanted Elena to end up with Matt again and have a real normal life and for both brothers to pass away? That was the original intended ending of the Vampire Diaries. So Stefan sees this interaction and then Caroline jumps on him. She's trying to play her cards with him. Say, hey, I can show you if you want. Say, hey, your little drink. Caroline, you and me. It's not gonna happen. Liar. Sorry. We're having a June wedding. It ended up being like a May wedding or something like that. Oh my god, a lot of the pilot episode happens through the party. So Jeremy is super boasted and Elena is worrying about him again. So she goes after him. She's like, hey Jeremy. So they go back now into the woods. I think this is when they discover Vicky. Vicky is falling on the ground with blood on her neck. She wakes up. She's good. So they bring him to the party. Of course, Mads freaks out because that's her sister. They're like, hey, something beat her, so Stefan is now kind of putting 1 and 2, 1 together. So Stefan just goes out. And Mads realizes about this. So he goes back, running to the house. So he sees his uncle, or his nephew. He said, hey, so there was another attack that happened and it wasn't me. So he goes back into his room. The crow shows up. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Of course, we have the epic moment from the pilot right there. Damon. And Damon goes like, hello, brother. Oh my god, what an epic way to introduce a character on this universe. So we meet Damon at minute 32 of the episodes. The crowd continues to be there. Hey, crowd's a bit much, don't you think? Wait till you see what I can do with the park. So they're catching up, making fun of Stefan because he's starting in school again. Hey, your hair's different. I like it. Oh my god, it was 15 years without seeing each other. Guys, Ian Somerhalder as Damon. Hey, why are you here? I miss my little brother. Oh, he's like, you left the girl alive. That can be a problem. Hey, why are you here now? He's like, hey, I can ask you the same question. Catherine? And Lena? They both have the same girl. It looks like Catherine. They want to know what's going on. So they took Vicky into an ambulance out of the party. Matt, of course, is worried about her. So Elena stays outside like kind of worried. Of course, they're blaming everything on animal attacks. Oh my god, Bonnie goes like, hey, whatever I saw, I have this feeling that this is just the beginning. It is the pilot episode. We have 8 seasons to go through. Back with the brothers. It's like, no, she's not Catherine. And we know how it ended with Catherine. So we find out now that Stefan is feeding himself with squirrels. And Damon wants him to go all vampire. Imagine how her blood tastes like. I can't. So they fight. We have the epic moment where they get out of the window and they go to the bottom part of the house. I said stop. So he's weaker than Damon because he's not having human blood, and Damon is more strong. Damon making fun of Stefan. I will not allow you to kill people here. He's like, I take art as an invitation. He's like, Damon, after all this year, can I give it? Like, I promise you an eternity of misery. So I'm keeping my word. Oh my god, Damon took his drink. Poof, ashes to ashes. He's so iconic. He's like, relax, I have it right here. Again, you can see the S. Damon has such beautiful blue eyes. You should know better than to say you're stronger than me. Oh, he's like, hey, sorry, Zach, we woke you up. So Jeremy continued to be drinking, and then Elena shows to him. He's like, hey, you're okay? So she called Jenna and she's going to pick him up. I'm having so much fun watching the pilot episode. Those people in uniform, that's let me check it was the police. He doesn't care, he continues to be drinking. Well, he's underage. And she said, hey, people aren't going to stop giving you a break. They just don't care anymore. Time has passed. They know everybody's going to feel sorry from us the whole time. He's like, hey, I'm trying to move on, you should try too. So he's like, hey, you're going to the cemetery almost every day. Is that you moving on? Again, they have a beautiful bond as brother and sister. Like, you can see that they're brother and sister, like on the show. So they're trying to sober up Caroline. And she's like, no, still not sober. And then Bonnie's like, hey, keep drinking, I need to bring you home. Caroline is sad because Stefan doesn't want to be her. How do the guys that I want never want me? Elena always says the right thing. She doesn't even try. They just pick her. And she's always the one everyone picks. She's jealous of Elena. And I try so hard. And I'm never the one. It's not a competition, Caroline. Yeah, it is. So, Vicky wakes up in the hospital with Matt there. That's the soundtrack on the pilot episode. So she's trying to say something. Vampire. Oh my god, the shot of the exterior house of Elena with the number 935. Guys, that's not Elena's house. Now, another epic song runs on the background, and Elena is going again on her diary. I love the diary entrance. I was trying to pretend that I will be okay. But when we close out, Stefan knows you are entering his diary. I wanted to change who I was. Create a life as someone new. Someone without the past. Without the pain. Now it starts a little. Someone alive. Never say never. I love that song. So Jeremy is on the living room and Jenna is kind of worried about him as well. Jeremy is just looking at his dad's pictures. Don't let me go. Oh my god, so Damon now is at the Mystic Grill and he checks Caroline out. So he smiles at her. Guys, that was messed up. Like, I don't know how they got out of that because of how bad Damon was with Caroline. There was some person rewatching the show years and years after, and with the actions of Damon on the first season, she was like, "Are you telling me I'm going to love Damon later on?" He did some bad things at the beginning of the show. So Elena just goes like, "Hey, you can just need to be ready for the good." Stefan shows up to his house, her house again. So she's getting out and getting to the door. Hey, I know it's late, but I needed to know that you were okay. He's like, you know, hey, for months everybody's asking the same. If I'm okay. He's like, what do you tell them? That I'll be fine? Do you ever mean it? This is important. Ask me tomorrow. Oh my god, she invited him in. Would you like to come in? Yes. They need to be invited in so they can get inside the house. So he gets inside the house, and that's the end of the episodes. The Vampire Diaries, which never let me go. No, never say never on the background. The epic music of the ending credits. Guys, so episode is over. I'm really sorry. I know these vlogs are long, but I know people love them as well. For me, I want to play a little bit with the idea of maybe creating also shorter videos, but videos like these ones, what I do is like sometimes when I'm doing a task that I don't need to be paying too much attention to the video, I just put it as background noise. And this felt more like a vlog podcast kind of thing. I love getting into like the energy of the Vampire Diaries, having my background ready. Again, this is a show that I grew up watching. One of the best memories that I have from Cuba are my high school years, and this is a show that was super important for me through high school. When I came to the US, it's hard to go through a change of country, and it's hard leaving your family behind. The Vampire Diary was airing the second half of the 7th season, and when the 8th season started to air, I was already working at Subway, so I was getting out late and I was watching the episodes. Again, it's a show that got me through so many hard times on my journey through the US. It's a show that brought me closer to my mom. It's a show that brought me closer to so many friends. I love the experience of going to Mystic Falls like in real life, and it's a show that I can watch millions of times. Now, I have only seen it from episode 1 to the last one time. What I have done is I have rewatched seasons, like half of the seasons and things like that. When I got the show on Blu Ray, I promised myself that I was going to enjoy it again on Blu Ray quality, and I have only seen a couple of episodes. It is not a normal for me to watch the season 6 finale, which is the goodbye of Elena Gilbert, until she comes back to the series finale. There is an episode on season 3. Like, season 3, it's my favorite season of the show. I love the original story arc. But overall, I love the show a lot. I love this pilot episode because this is definitely a pilot episode from a show that actually gets my attention, and I wanted to continue watching it, but it's been an epic moment for me to be able to re-enjoy 16 years after the pilot episode of a show that for me it's still an amazing show that I can just jump back in and it will catch my attention right again, because again, I'm in love with the Vampire Diaries universe. I will try to figure it out more ways. This is the year that I created the rewatching of the series finale on the anniversary, and then I created the rewatching of the pilot on the anniversary as well. Maybe what I can do next year is like try to take 2 anniversary dates that I would like to create videos. Again, I want to create more videos about the merc that I have and things like that. And next year, I do have already on the calendar that I will be reviewing the individual DVD seasons of the show, which again is one of the very first show that I was able to complete on DVD. But guys, that was my rewatch and opinions of the pilot episode. It's a great pilot episode of the show. I love that it moved forward and it brings us so many questions. And even though it's a lot of characters getting introduced to us, they give us time of each character and dialogue of each character. Now that we have seen the whole show, we know how things are going to play later on down the line, and we got so many epic quotes just by the pilot episode. But if you haven't seen the pilot episode, again, just go ahead and play it again. You will have a great time. I hope you watch it with me. If you did, please let me know in the comments. But guys, hashtag TVD forever. But anyways guys, that'll be all for today's video. Like I always say, I hope you guys are enjoying with this new kind of content in the channel. If you are, please let me know in the comments, leave me a like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can keep the channel growing. And see you guys again soon on a new video.